Welcome back to Now Nintendo, where we cover the latest Nintendo news you should know. And you should know Nintendo have updated their store listings, confirming select Nintendo Switch 2 games will in fact support the Nintendo Switch Online cloud save feature. A few days ago it surfaced that select Nintendo games, including the likes of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, and Donkey Kong Bonanza, won't support the Save Data Cloud backup feature for Nintendo Switch Online members on the Nintendo Switch 2. These concerns were raised when Nintendo's own listings included a disclaimer stating that they weren't compatible and was visible on multiple games, whilst also not including the Nintendo Switch Online compatibility information in the listings. Fortunately, it seems this was an error just like we hoped, and Nintendo have since updated their listings and removed these disclaimers. So please treat this as a correction for my previous video. The section where the disclaimer originally was is now empty, and the listings in question now include the Nintendo Switch Online features in their respective details tab, so we can now breathe a sigh of relief for game saves backups on the Nintendo Switch 2 games. Furthermore, it seems that Nintendo have added new information to the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom listing, explaining what an additional save slot on the Nintendo Switch 2 Edition is used for. It reads, and I quote, "Continue your journey or start a new adventure. With 2 save files, you can start a brand new adventure or continue a previous one with your existing save data." Confirming we can transfer our saves over to the Nintendo Switch 2 Edition no problem, or start a new file and utilize both save slots. However, some small print does confirm save data created in the second save data slot in the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch 2 Edition cannot be transferred to the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on Nintendo Switch. Of course, confirming once you transfer your data over to the Switch 2 in the bonus save slot, it can't be moved back to an original Switch, which I think is obvious, but it's nice to have some clarity. Thanks to Nintendo Life, we also know this is also the same for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and that the other games also no longer have the cloud save disclaimer, which is great news. If you're concerned about getting a Nintendo Switch 2 on launch, you might be interested in hearing what Nintendo have announced regarding stock availability, so check out this next video. Thanks for watching.